know that the reason that you clicked on this video is because you're having a bad day, but that's okay because I am here to make sure that you feel better. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that you do. Now I want everybody to start out by just breathing nice and calm, just a big deep breath, and just let it out. Do that a few times. Let yourself relax, let your tension, let everything that feels bad just exhale it out of your body. Do your best to do that. Now, whatever caused you to have a bad day, just completely disregard and forget about it. It is no longer in your control. It's no longer in your life. It's all in the past now, and you're in a place right in this video that is going to help you, make you feel better. Like I said, that is the goal. Now, just keep in mind that what you're feeling right now, it is perfectly okay to have bad days, to have days where you just feel awful, you just don't want to wake up, you just feel like everything is just not with you, it's against you. But as I already said, that's perfectly okay to have those kind of days, because the way I see it is, in order to just have great days, have good days even, the best days of your life, you need to have bad days. If your boss is the reason you're having a bad day, or your friends or your family or just anybody, or just anything that basically just is just making you feel like you're really tense, just really bunched up with emotions right now, just don't worry about that. It's no longer in your life, and the best thing to do right now is just focus and just forget everything right now, because I am with you. I believe that if you think anything is against you, it is not. It's all up here. Everything happens up here because, as you know, mentality, it's hard to just go up with it or fight back against it. I've had numbers of days where I just let the dumbest things, the most irrelevant things get the best of me, and I let it ruin the rest of my day. I was just in a crappy mood, and I just did not feel good. And some days I still have those kind of days, or I let one single person that I come across throughout the day, if they say something that I don't like, or if they say something that's not good or something that I like to hear, and I'll just let it ruin my day. And I even to this day, I still have days like that, and I'm trying so hard to just calm myself and let myself be at peace with everything else. But even though I still have those days, I think it is perfectly fine to have those days, because like I said earlier, in order to have good days, in order to have great days and the best days that you have, we all have to have days where we just feel like absolute garbage. And now some pieces of advice that I want to give you to help with future bad days that you come across, ones that I've been doing for as long as I can remember, and they really do help. And first and foremost, I think one of the most important things is to just go somewhere that makes you happy, like go drive somewhere, go on a walk at your favorite park or along the river, or anywhere that just makes you feel happy. I think that's one of the most important aspects to getting through a bad day, is by doing that. Like where I am right now, I'm in a place where if I'm having a bad day or if I'm not feeling the best, I go and drive quite a bit to get to where I am. And being here makes me feel super happy, super relaxed, and I'm able to be away from everything that stresses me out, makes me upset, or causes me to have a bad day. And I take deep breaths when I'm up here. I'm able to relax. I'm able to just I'm able to feel stress-free. And another good thing that I do if I don't go up to my favorite place is I just try to be as realistic as possible. And by that, I mean, I just basically make myself assume I take my situation, I reflect it, I look back and think, it could have been a hell of a lot worse if I have done something different, and if I've done something that the smallest change could have made the situation 2-3 times worse than it already is. And I take that into big consideration, and that helps me realize that what I'm feeling, I didn't even get the worst of it. In fact, I probably got the furthest thing from the worst from it, and I'm able to just allow myself to realize that, and I'm able to just bring myself back down to a reasonable and satisfactory level from being all the way up here back to all the way down here where I like to be. And I really encourage anybody that's going through something that's having a bad day to really think about doing that. And going off of what I just said, I think it's very, very important that you don't talk down on yourself or don't give yourself any positive feedback. And that's something that I still struggle with every now and then. Is I like to criticize myself after I have a bad day. I like to play the blame game on myself and the actions that I did, because I feel like that I could have prevented it from happening if I said something different, did something different, anything like that. And I think it's really important that you give yourself enough credibility that what happened wasn't all your fault, and it was meant to happen for a reason. And the only thing that will make your situation worse is if you start bashing on yourself, calling yourselves stupid, or giving yourselves unnecessary feedback and self-criticizing yourself. And you really want to make sure that you don't do that, because from personal experience, and I bet you guys that watch this video who've had bad days have a tendency of doing that. It's really, really crucial, I think, to avoid doing that as much as possible. And now the last piece of advice that I personally think is the most important, basically the strongest way to get through any bad day is, like I said earlier actually, reflect, but while reflecting, look really closely at how everything happened in the situation and just basically take it as a learning experience. Because I think a big thing that that I sometimes do myself, I think a big thing that people do is they don't really think of it as a learning experience. They think of it as, I'm a terrible person now. This isn't how I'm supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be this. I'm not supposed to be that. And they get too caught up in their head, and it makes it really hard to get through those bad days. I've had tons of days where I think that kind of thing, and when I started really looking at things I could have done better, things that I improved from the last bad day I had, I really looked at how much I've improved and grown as a person through those experiences. And I really try to make sure that I take every bad day I have as a learning experience and as a learning lesson for if there's one that I have in the future, another bad day, it's so much easier to get through it, and I'm able to ensure that what I'm feeling is in fact okay, and I have complete trust that everything that comes in the future and everything that will happen in the future will in fact be okay, and I have absolutely nothing to worry about. And doing that has helped tremendously every time I go through a bad day. So that's all I have to say for this video. I hope that anybody that's having a bad day, I hope this video was able to help you out a little bit. Again, just go out and do something that you really enjoy doing, and just try your best to reflect and clear your mind from everything that's caused you to have a bad day, and just realize that what you're feeling is perfectly okay. I hope all of you guys that watch this have a great rest of your day, a great rest of your night, and most importantly, have the greatest days lined up ahead of you. And I don't want anybody to ever forget this. No matter what, I'm always here for each and every one of you for anything. If anybody ever needs to reach out, I'm going to leave my contact information down in the description. You're never alone, and never, like I said, never forget that.